just in nursing alone, in the next 10 years, 30% of our nursing workforce, which is nearly 1,000 nurses, could actually leave the workforce. So we need to look at ways where we can support people to stay for longer.
I think the things that become really hard as you get older in nursing are the physical. It's the pushing in the chairs, the pulling in the bed. But the overhead hoists and the stand transfers machines that we have, the no lifter that we have, and we're trained very well in it. It's so much better than the early days of nursing now.
We are going to be facing a loss of a lot of our more senior staff over the next few years. The risks of that are that we are going to have a lot of units that are staffed by junior staff that are going to have huge demands placed on them around their clinical workload, their clinical experience being stretched because they don't have the years of experience that the senior staff have, and so it's really important that we retain our senior staff for as long as we can.
Some of our staff members have worked in health for 30, 40 years, and the knowledge that they've actually gained over that time, you can't capture that in an undergraduate program. And it's not just the knowledge that you learn from a textbook, it's actually knowledge that you learn on the job and part of your work experiences. The younger staff come up against challenging situations, and the older staff can actually help mentor them through and really build their knowledge and capacity just by being around.
I think junior nurses have so much to learn from more senior staff who have seen so much. They just have a whole nother level of knowledge and skills, and particularly in a profession like nursing, I think there's only so much you can learn from textbooks, and experience is worth so much. So being able to talk and learn practically one-on-one with people who are very experienced like Tony is really advantageous. I think you can learn so much more in that sort of way than you can in other ways.
Certainly a blockage in any of the smaller regions can still cause complications. The best thing about being a facilitator of the PAT program for me is to work with motivated nurses. Healthcare in general is quite a difficult environment, and it's tempting to hear negatives from people. So to work with a motivated group who have their whole career ahead of them is motivating for me.
For me, going back to study at the age of 50 was quite a challenge, and I look back now and think I'm amazed that I actually did it. You put things off, and I think if you get in and do it, and the achievement and the results that you find in the end are definitely worthwhile.
Definitely since the Mature Workforce project has rolled out, there's been so much more information and accessibility to resources like the transition to retirement policy and things like that, which once I knew about, they're quite good. And it's about feeling empowered to have the conversations with staff.
I think it's really important for managers to make a conversation safe, for an employee to feel that they can have a conversation about matters such as transitioning to retirement. We have employees here that are grandparents who want to start looking at options to mind their grandchildren. We have employees that are a little tired of working full-time that might want to start looking at some part-time options. We have employees here who have elderly parents that want to start assisting their families in a more flexible way, and clearly they've got some options that we can make available to them.
I've reduced my hours over the years to accommodate the grandchildren. I now only work 3 days a week, and it's a perfect ratio, I think, with lifestyle and work, so it's great.
I think the biggest challenge that changes as you get older is the physical side of it. It's pretty physical working in a large kitchen, so when you're 30 that's easy. When you get into your 50s you really feel it at the end of the day. To compensate for that My manager and I, we share early shifts, and for some reason, starting early and finishing earlier, I don't know, you just don't feel so tired.
The reason we've entered into a mature workforce program is so that we can really look after and retain our skilled and experienced staff, because they're very valuable to us. It's really important that staff who are perhaps thinking about retirement is really to have a conversation with their manager, just to get the ball rolling about what their intentions might be, whether they need any help. And the manager can talk to them about the resources that are available here, whether it's wellness programs, whether it's superannuation, whether it's about a change in work hours, whatever it may be that's going to support that individual. Each person's circumstances are different and there's no one size fits all. So have the conversation.